Season 55, war number 11. I don't even know who we've matched up against now. It's MLA or something. I was originally going to celebrate this war by doing live commentary, and I had a new microphone. I plugged it into my phone, and then I realized after I did all of the commentary for it that my phone is such a piece of crap that the audio was completely abysmal. So, rip live commentary war, I guess. But now I'm going to be going over these fights again after I did the live commentary or whatever. Yeah, we're using arcade in war today, which is pretty cool. We're starting against this bishop on node 9, which he completely destroys. Also, this is an interesting placement for bishop, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna go for an SB1 here. Classic drop into block strategy that I like using. And just keep throwing some heavies attacks and stuff. I'd like to push bishop into the corner a bit more, but I'm not even stressing about it too much. I'm just kind of playing the fight. So we're gonna go for medium right there, and then we go into a block again. Also, it doesn't look like power reserve is working as intended against bishop, because he's losing a full bar of power every time he's dropping a special one. So cool, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, he's in the corner here, and he's about to die, so drop the SP2 here. I didn't even mean for him to dash into that. I was just killing time. So he's dead. And then we move on to the next fight, which is against this null on node 18, which is a pretty easy Luke Cage fight just because of Decay being stupid. I'm gonna speed it up a bit because it's kinda long, kinda boring. I also got some parries at the start and realized that this null player is not running max despair, or maybe not even running despair at all, which made this fight so much easier. Like I say, I'm just healing from the debuffs and stuff like way more than I normally would be. I'm pretty sure they're not running despair at all. I'm going for a special 2 here, place the concussion, so that's a 75% concussion, which it doesn't really mean much against null. There's not a lot of stuff you want to fail, other than now we're failing hazard shift, but I mean, with them not running despair and me having decay, hazard shift means literally nothing, especially when inequity is already maxed out by null just having that many debuffs in general. So he's gonna go down, and then Luke is still gonna have like 94% health. So nice and pretty easy. We fight this Dr. Doom next on node 20. He's doing nothing here. These path fights are so boring, honestly. I can't wait for Decay to be over, in case you couldn't tell already. Because this is the most boring, uninteresting war content I might have ever uploaded. And the fact that I'm using arcade in it and it's still this boring is insane to me. Anyway, we're fighting Doom. He's going to drop a special 2 here, and then I'm going to get Blexterity'd and can't dex it because the game thought I blocked instead of dexed, which is super cool. Either way, he's going to go down eventually. SP1 here, that should finish the job. Doom is 6-star locked, so like he's barely has any health. And now we're going to fight Domino on node 29. Multiple ways to counter this fight. You have Arcade's first pre-fight, giving you the things you need to be good against Domino, which is the extra ability accuracy. I kind of forgot. And then you have the third pre-fight, which is giving you immunity to shocks, so EMP mod doesn't matter. However, what's still going to matter is Prey on the Weak, and I don't know if it was because I was like talking over recording these fights or what, but I don't play them very well. And then at this point, like, the fight was going fine, and then she's gonna hit me, and then she's gonna not throw her special, and then we're gonna get so far away from the corner that's like, okay, so now I have to work really hard to get her back in the corner, and she's evading like constantly. So that's annoying, but at this point I'm just like, okay, so she's probably not gonna be in the corner. We just need to try to deal some damage by dropping some SP1s and keeping the cloud right in the range of her field, I guess. I don't know. She evades my medium, of course. I mean, she evaded so many times in this fight. And then she goes lucky again, and then she evades, and then she evades, and then we are like a foot away from pushing her in the booby trap and stunning her, and now I'm going to eat the SP3 and it's going to kill me. So, yay. I mean, I got so... I'm not going to say it was all unlucky. Like, I was horrifically unlucky in that fight. Based off of a lot of how it went, but also I could have played it better. I definitely should have not died at all, so I can't blame that one. I can't take the blame away from myself for most of that fight, but it still felt terrible, and Domino is just so stupid, man. I've never had an arcade versus Domino fight to go that badly either. Like, I do arcade versus the Domino all the time. It has never been as poorly as that one. And I literally sent this fight to another player earlier in the season, and it was so easy for them. So the fact that I'm gonna die to it is just like, come on, man. Anyway, she's gonna go down. At least the positive thing there is that after Arcade got rebalanced, his pre-fights now stay until the defender dies, because with pre-buff Arcade, when I was going back into that fight, I would not have had my pre-fights still, so we probably would have been screwed over, and I don't think I'd have died a second time, but it would have made it so much worse if I didn't have those pre-fights. Anyway, now we're fighting Shocker on node 41. I was originally supposed to have a Wags for this fight. I do not have a Wags for this fight, which is going to make it so much worse. Very difficult, actually. My Wags player was about to have a deathless season, and he was waiting on someone to take a fight earlier in his path, and so I was like, honestly, man, I want you to get this out of your head too, because I know what it's like to have a deathless season on the line. I don't want you to stress about it anymore, so I'm gonna give you an attacker to take one of your fights instead of having to wait on that player and just let you get it over with. So he got an attacker for that fight instead of Wags, meaning I didn't have Wags for my fights. I didn't care. It was fine for the most part. This was the fight I needed Wags for more, and Medusa, just because she has an absurd amount of damage, and then her Sig ability is very useful for auto-blocking things that you maybe should die to. We were able to get out of that fight, relatively clean. Now we're fighting Weapon X on node 43 with Arcade. This is a super, super easy fight, which in fairness so was Domino, but supposed to be, at least, and it did not end up that way. But this fight is, it's really easy. We want to get Weapon X into his Berserk mode eventually, and then when he does that, I'm going to drop an SP1. Because of Arcade's SP1 having such a long animation, he's going to lose a lot of his Berserk charges during that time. So you can see here he's at 21, and then he's going to go down all the way to like 11 at the end of the attack. Anyway, it could have been better, but also I still can't stand when the auto block quote-unquote triggers when I don't get hit, like when their hit whiffs into my special attack. So I lost tokens during that special attack, meaning I had less damage, but it didn't make a massive difference or anything. So yeah, hopefully kill him before he goes into another rage cycle, but probably not. It's harder to play this fight stun immune, that's for sure. And then I catch him with the SP1 though, and he's just dead, so it didn't matter. Like, we have the auto block with a steadfast. If I somehow got caught, it's a really safe assignment. It's not really fast, but it is really safe. So, yeah. Anyway, we got 2 more fights this war. This one is against Deathless Thanos in node 46. I expected this fight to go a bit easier than it actually did. It's still gonna go fine, but if my Luke Cage was rank 3, or we just had a rank 3 to send in my battle group, it would have been a lot cooler. But we don't, so it's me taking it with the rank 2, and I don't even have recoil masteries to make the fight last quicker. And that's what makes this fight suck. It's just, it lasts so long. That's really the only reason. Like, he does a great job at countering it, because we have Sunder for crit resist, we have the concussion for, I don't even know what the concussion does in this fight. It probably does something. Anyway, we have slow from Decay. That's putting in a big deal of work for sure. And the only annoying thing is the concussions the protections that we cannot fail via the incussions. So we're just eating SP3s with the invul boost, and Decay means the damage from the thing. What is it? I don't even know what it's called. His passive debuff, Corrosion. It does nothing. So eating an SP3 here without an invul, it still only does 50-something% to me. He only had one Fury. And then I'm going to be able to tank an SP3 with my personal indestructible, right after that as well. But he goes down, so. Alright, last up, we're fighting Punisher 2099 on node 48 with Medusa. Another fight I was going to have Wags for. Another fight that Wags would have made a lot easier, but we don't have that, and I don't need it. It's fine. Once we get the Withers up from Decay, that's covering the power gain aspect of Conflictor, and then it's basically that's it. I mean, I want to manage the prowess node well if I can. I don't always do that. Like there, I was stupid and was like, oh wow, I gave him 2 prowess and an impact. Why did I do that? But again, Medusa's damage is so absurd that it's not gonna matter. Like all this chip I'm losing from the special 2, who cares? I had my invul there for the unstoppable I just ate, and then I had to use the auto block there. So yeah, I mean I played so badly this war, mainly because of live commentary, if I had to guess. But yeah, we didn't even get the freaking live commentary, so that was one of the most pointless things I've ever done. But it's over, and the season's over, and Decay is over. I'm celebrating big time. I like, you can't hear it in my voice because I'm like so miserable recording this, but I'm so glad it's over, and I cannot wait for the map update and tactic update next season. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.